Hey right guys, Trish Munters Joe here, and today we are watching and reacting to episode 12 of This Is Us Season 3. This is of course the second part to the incredible last episode, episode 11, which I thought was, for me, the best episode of Season 3 so far. Like, having Nicky's... I didn't think my favourite episode of the season would be a backstory about Nicky. I didn't think that would be my favourite episode of the entire season, but you know, this show continues to surprise me, so I mean, it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. But yeah, I'm assuming we're just going to continue to see more of what happened to Nicky, maybe after he was sent back home and stuff. But because this is, I think it's called like Songbird Road Part 2, so hopefully we'll get more of like Kevin, Randall, and Kate kind of talking to him as well, and then maybe we'll get Rebecca having a scene with him. That might be a bit later down the road though, so I don't know. But yeah, I can't get over how much I loved the last episode. It was just sad. I mean, obviously this is us. Of course, it was sad, but I think This Is Us has had like very few really shocking moments, like I say, like Jack dying and stuff like that. And I think Nicky blowing up that boat with the kid on was one of those like just shocking dark moments. It's had a lot of sad moments. But when it comes to like moments that made me feel like that, it's very few, I'd say. Because stuff like I say, like William dying, we knew it was coming, so it wasn't like a big surprise or anything. Whereas that, I was like, oh my god. So yeah, and he can complete. It's just sad that he lived his life kind of, as Kevin said, in that tin can kind of thing, all by himself for years and years, just like waiting to die basically. But maybe he can. You, I said this to my dad, and it's like, I know what this show's going to do. I mean, again, I'm probably wrong. Maybe they know this is what people think will happen, but they'll bring him into the fold a little bit, make him have like a happy last few years, and then he'll die, and then everyone will be sad in like season 4 or 5 or something. But yeah, episode 12, guys. If you enjoy, remember to leave a like. If you're new, remember to subscribe, and if you do want the early and uncut reactions to This Is Us, then link to the Patreon page will be in the description, and one of the comments down below where they're like an entire season ahead basically, so they'll be towards the end of season 4 by the time this one's on YouTube. Twitter and Instagram down below as well, but for now, let's do this. Oh, we're just picking right up.
Come on. You're spending the night at the hotel with us.
Why did that shot look like absolute ass? What was that? That looked like bum crack. I don't know what that shot was. It looked like a camcorder from the 90s shot it.
And then, you know, I'm right across the hall, 204. If you need anything, just knock on the door. I'll be there.
You can tell Kevin's the one who's most invested in this, which I'm glad about, because we know Randall cares about everyone, so it's like we need Kevin to get more of this.
I just offered him Pringles.
Pringles are pretty great.
Come on.
They're pretty.
Don't be funny right now.
I'm not. I really like Pringles.
Randall. We gotta do something. He's obviously an alcoholic.
Yeah, but Kev, he's been living like this for years.
He's our uncle.
So what's that got to do
We're
with
gonna help
it?
him.
Like, literally. Yeah, but you know, he's an alcoholic. He nearly committed suicide. But you know, he's been living like that for years. So what is it? Not a problem. Kate says some dumb shit a lot of times. She's definitely the worst. 3 of them, straight up. I've not had one comment that said Kate's their favourite sibling. Not one comment has said that. I'm sure there is someone out there for sure, but
She probably feels like...
Nicky. Hi. Morning.
quick, just shut
Morning.
up.
Thought maybe we could go there today.
Yeah, well, you know, I've been to a lot.
I like Kevin.
Vet centers.
Trying to
They're
help
all
him.
pretty much the same.
Kev's done a lot of research.
And I've literally just said that, but it needs to be reiterated.
Hello?
Who's this? Oh, she could come, alright. Damn, alright. I didn't think we get to see
What are you
that
doing
quick.
here?
I was Jack's wife.
She just rolled on up. She's just like, hi. Okay. I thought we'd be getting this scene like maybe next episode or something, but you look
have his
like him.
eyes.
Yeah, I was literally about to say he kind of does have
And
his eyes, because I
it's
knew she'd be
different,
looking
but
for
there's
that.
something in the eyes.
I'm just gonna go outside for a moment.
Jeez.
Tell you how good it is to be home.
Does she remember? Like, she's like, oh, it was that time when he came back. Oh yeah, no, because he told her that it was someone from the war. He didn't say it was his brother though.
I gotta get my card signed now, Dorkburger. He might not be in
Dork
Pittsburgh much
burger,
longer.
he
If I
said.
don't get my card signed,
What?
Kip, I have a doctor's appointment
Oh
tomorrow
my
in LA.
God.
I'm not supposed to miss any appointment.
Go then, go. God, why are you even here?
Get it.
I gotta go too, bro.
Yeah,
What?
bye everyone.
What do you mean? It's
No one
supposed to be a
cares about
sibling
this,
road trip.
apart from Kevin. So it's
Randall, you
sad.
drove.
I know. But my wife is unemployed and she's all over the place. You know,
I get they have their own lives to get back to, but they were never into this from the start. Just saying.
I can't just camp out in some hotel with an uncle who doesn't want our help and dad didn't want us to know in the first place.
Bro, you've not even tried. Oh,
But
they're
you jump at the
annoying.
chance to save everybody else on the planet. Our uncle needs help. He's family, and
Yes.
you got to be home in time for dinner.
He ain't wrong. I'm backing Kevin on that. Well, you're like, what? That was fair.
Sorry, I'm tired. I was up all night. I didn't sleep. I'm sorry.
That's literally fair, I think. Whatever.
It's you and me.
No, I'm going as well. See you later. I'm backing Kevin for once over everyone else. Love that. Sorting his fringe out, like. Okay, are we the worst people in the world? They're not, but.
Just laughing, completely covered in
No,
sequins.
we were finding little sequins in the floor cracks for years.
That when you unlock a like
No.
old memory. I've been having that recently, but I've just been thinking of memories that I haven't
I
thought
miss
about in
that
like
house.
15 years. It's like, oh yeah, that happened.
We went to visit his childhood home and the owners let us in. It was pretty cool for him, I think.
Are they going to do the same now? Road trip to the old house?
Got a couple
I
hours
mean, they
to kill
got
before you
burnt
fly.
down, but
Like, the house isn't there, but the yard is.
okay.
The
yard.
street is, the neighbors.
It's good, Katie girl. What about you, Randall?
I think it's good it's showing that his brother's on his mind. It's not like he's just moved on rapid. He's got to go sit on his porch like a real man. Randall always there for him.
So you're talking to someone who knows what you're going through.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone else blew up a kid on a boat. I mean, they could have. They could have done that. I'm going to go with highly unlikely, but it does look a bit depressing, to be fair. But
I can't seem to leave my trailer without getting the shakes. You think doing a jigsaw puzzle is gonna fix that?
I could do. Might.
I think a meeting could help.
You're out of your depths, kid.
Nah, Kevin's got a mission and he's going to succeed.
Have it end this helplessly. It sucks.
Yeah, I know.
It's bit. Why do they want like what do you think you're gonna like cure him like of PTSD after like a day or something?
Said they're shutting down at 2. I'm not leaving.
Hey, Kevin, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you.
What are you?
Go get some lunch, and then we will come back.
No, you're gonna lose your line.
Yes, come on.
No!
Yeah, I respect that, Kevin. Sit on the
Need his
floor.
rookie card signed. I'm not leaving.
And why would you leave? We're gonna lose the line, and then this is what are you doing? You don't understand. If I was like queuing up for a PS5 and my mum was like, "Let's get out of here," I was like, "Mum, go home, piss off." Like, what are you doing? Well, maybe we don't quite say that, but
I think it's time you and I talked.
yeah, let's get that done.
Ruthless.
Don't worry, Ma. We're only staying
Who
here
is
a few weeks, a
what's
month
his
at
family
most.
now?
I'm sorry.
Here's the family who sold Jack a fridge.
I'll get it.
No, I'll get it.
One time Randall knocks on their door. Oh, it was.
Hi.
I was about to say, I
Randall.
bet it's the neighbours.
This is my sister Kate.
I bet it's the
It's
neighbours,
a
yeah.
super weird story, but we actually used to live in this house. Well,
Oh,
not
thi-
this house.
I'm sorry, it's a bad
This
time.
house is. Wow, that's. Fail. If someone knocked on your door and said, "This used to be my home, can I come in and look around?" would you let them? I guess maybe it depends on the vibe of the person. I'll keep going. Make this place look spick and span. He's going to do a Randall and repair the whole place or something. Or just buy him a house. I don't know.
Hi.
I'm Kate.
Rohan.
I'm Randall.
Hi, we didn't actually used to live here. We're murderers. Get on the
Sorry
floor.
about my
Give us everything
daughter
you got.
slamming the
That's
door
what
in
would have
your
happened.
face.
The sequin fight right here.
Dad said we could order our own pizza?
Yes.
Holy
Best
crap!
acting ever.
Hi, I'm an adult. Can I order a pizza?
Fair play, Randall. Always got the jokes.
Don't you remember that broken dish?
Yeah, okay, it's all well and good, but this whole family's like, what are you actually on about?
Favorite pizza topping for everyone. So
What is this?
Ooh.
What is this? Do not make a mess. So you're gonna clean this
Damn.
up, okay? I didn't need this today, Kate. I didn't need it.
It's not that messy. It's a little bit messy, isn't that about it? Oh dear. Was he just launched at the wall?
It slipped out of my hand when I was putting the sink. I'm sorry.
Or can you...
No.
I mean, he clearly
Stop,
was
stop.
thrown at the wall,
You're gonna
but...
hurt yourself.
I don't think that's right, Kate.
Well, I do, because I remember it.
Wait, what?
Fine.
What, Randall?
So that just didn't happen?
But we're probably heading out soon.
Yeah,
so...
I'd be kicking him out at this point. I'd be like, yeah, if you want to deal with your trauma and all that memory stuff, get out of my house.
Do you have any fun stories about your childhood?
Yeah, we were just beaten by our father. So
It's a childhood worth remembering.
I think he would have found his way back to you.
I think that as well, to be fair. Definitely at some point.
He missed his chance.
Yeah, you did.
The fact he didn't even know he died, that's mad.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Nice
Wow,
to
a
meet
nice
you.
celebrity.
Hey, I hope you don't get traded.
Yeah, me too.
Did he get traded though? Is that a real person?
He's just worried about you.
Yes,
He's worried
Rebecca.
about your health because you're family to him already.
I mean,
Just
he's,
want to get this
yeah,
straight.
he is family, straight
The
up.
message here is shape up Nicky because the kid needs a win.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I'm not a prop. So a movie star could, be a real life hero for a day.
Nah, that's not how it is, but I get why I think that. Like, he didn't even know what they looked like, I guess. Like, would he even know? I don't know. They're both right, they're both wrong on that one. Yes, like him saying, like, I'm not a prop for Kevin to make himself feel better, like, that's understandable, but it's not also Kevin just coming in just to do a good deed for a day or something. It's not like that either.
You hope that the good stuff sticks. That's what he did for us.
Yeah, because I feel like with people like Nicky, it's like the bad stuff sticks more than the good, which just sucks.
What should we call it? Pearson Pizza? I mean, Randall, I'm
kinda
really
works, yeah.
coming around
That's
to
what they're
this
talking about, I
whole
guess.
spinach thing, you know? It adds a nice crunch.
Spinach?
I think this one could use a couple more sequins. Don't you?
Ah, the big sequence fight. Here we go.
I might have missed.
I just had images of Rebecca walking like, yeah, screaming in slow motion.
He drove a long way, so the least I could do was
Sucks. I feel like, I don't know.
tell you about Jack's tongue and groove for it. You guys were all he ever wanted.
Nicky.
Come on, let's go.
Let's go. How do they nail every character? They could have had Nicky and he could have been so boring. Because he's like, he doesn't have much of a, like, I don't know, expressive personality, I guess. But because it makes sense why, and we've seen the flashbacks and stuff, it's, I don't know.
Go to one of those meetings at the
Yes,
vet
Nicky.
center.
Will he actually?
I don't
Though?
promise I'm going to go to 2 meetings, but I'll go to 1.
Really?
I hope he does. That'd be cool.
It's just too painful.
Oh, I've never actually seen Nicky that much. I don't know.
Maybe I'll see you again.
Maybe.
Okay.
I hope so. Like, what can Kevin even do in that situation? Like, the guys just told him it's too painful for them to be there for him.
How you doing, sweetie?
Good.
Beth looking
Oh,
mad.
taking a trip?
My mom hurt her damn hip again.
Of course. You're married to Beth Randall. Now, I kind of can't blame him for coming home, to be fair.
I want to show him all of our favorite movies.
You've nailed motherhood right there.
Deja, fancy non-smelly lotions and sample size.
Wow.
And for you two, gossip magazines featuring the world's hottest celebrities pumping their own gas and scooping their own dog's poop. Celebrities.
Wow. Went all out with those. There we go, slow motion scream.
Understood.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, no slow motion
Go
scream.
ahead.
Kind of wish I was.
Get the new guy! Get the new guy!
I know I could tell Kevin was like ready to get in there.
Think about your father building a fort, saying tongue and groove, Nicky.
Why don't they just...
So thank you for that.
Why do they never just shoot on a road? The Office does it. They shoot on actual roads.
I'll talk to you later.
Oh yeah, what did he see here? Because he just kind of saw something and then... Yeah, I didn't even think about this. Oh, did he drink? No, he didn't. Don't. He's gonna win a... Yep. Fuck. I hope that's not like
I'm really proud of you, Kevin.
you know, him going back down that road. If it's just that, then I'd like. But if it's like now he's gonna go back into let's we'll see. Time will tell on that one. Could be like a sign of how Kevin will die in the... I don't know. Alcoholism. Probably. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure they're not going to all have happy endings. I'm so curious how this show would end. I don't know. Because I think... Let me just check. I think as of recording this, I mean, by the time this one's on YouTube, it would have been long finished, I'd imagine. But yeah, they're on episode 14 as the final season aired 2 days ago. So... I'm not sure how... I'm assuming they're going to be doing 18 episodes. So in a month, as of recording this, the show will be finished. Which is... like, you guys are all going to know how it ends. And I think if this show sticks to landing, then it's... yeah, 18 episodes it says on track. So I'm assuming that'll be accurate. But... oh, if this show sticks to landing... it's got, for me, it'll be looked at as one of the greatest shows of all time. Again, we still have half the show to go. Like, let me check. Overall, I'm on 47% of the show watched, so I'm not even halfway through as of recording this. So things could change, but I don't know. Everyone said season 5's kind of a bit but then every other season's incredible. So if as long as season 6 is amazing. If season 5's a bit bad, or not bad, but, you know, just kind of like whatever, then that's okay. I'd rather that than the last season be... you don't want a show like this to end on a shit season. So I'm not... again, this is... in terms of views, this does the worst on YouTube. But the positive about that is I've not even had any inklings or anything about spoilers. No one's, like, really said anything. The only things I've seen is, like, Patreon... comments saying how much the show stays high in quality and like that the only really kind of off season is 5 is what that's it. No one said about season 6 or like individual storylines that get better or worse. There's nothing that I know about it, so if this ends well, I'm going to be so happy. But yeah, another great episode to the second part about Nicky's story. I kind of like that it wasn't... I think the obvious thing, and it might happen down the line, but I think the obvious thing would have been like Nicky is like dead happy and grateful to have them there, and it's all wonderful, and Kevin feels really fulfilled with what he's accomplished, and Nicky comes back to live... maybe not that extreme, like comes back and everyone's happy, but it wasn't like that. It was literally Nicky just being really reserved, not really wanting any of them there. He was kind of going through the motions to, you know, and more so just because he felt like he had to, not because he wanted to, and it makes sense. It makes sense for the character. It's not like I'm looking at him and be like, oh, he's such a mardy prick, why don't he just cheer up? Because no, like we've seen the backstory we have seen of him. He's beaten by his dad, then he got drafted to the war, blew up a kid, and he's had PTSD since. His brother didn't want anything to do with him, so he's not really had any real happy moments in his life. So of course he's going to be very reserved and not wanting, and he's probably a little bit resentful as well towards them because Jack chose them over him. So even though he never said it, he probably feels in some way that it's their fault that he was never close with Jack after the war. I'm sure he's not like super extreme about it, but there's probably part of him that does feel like that. So I think the way he was acting, even though he's like I say a little, didn't have much of a not personality, but like I say, it wasn't the most expressive while they were there. But it's like I say, it makes sense as well. I'd say the only thing that felt a little bit off with this episode is Randall and Kate. Not so much what they did. I think them going to visit their childhood home and have like the memories of the sequence fight and that linking into something that I liked about Jack, which I'll get into. But I think that was okay. I think my problem with them is just how unbothered they were about Nicky. To me, the Kate and Randall that we've seen up to now would be so interested in getting to know Nicky and wanting to learn as much as they could about Jack. Straight up. They would have sat, if it was up to them, they would have sat down with Nicky for hours and hours and just spoke about Jack. I know Nicky might not have seen, but they didn't even really try. They were just there like, he nearly killed himself last night, but he's been like this for years, so I'm going to dip, if that's cool. That was Kate. And then Randall was all like, yeah, I kind of need to get back to my wife. See you later. Like, what? They just felt so off and unbothered. This is your father's brother. Your father who is dead, who you apparently adore to pieces, which I believe, and you just can't even be bothered to, like, make an effort with Nicky. Kevin was the only one who made any real effort, and he only really left because Nicky straight up told him that it's painful for them to be there. That's the only reason he left, really. Obviously, he's not going to sit there for a month trying to help him out, I'm sure. But, yeah, I really liked Kevin this episode. I think, he's not my favourite character, but there are times where I'm like, he's the best of an episode, for sure. And this was one of those for me, where Kevin just completely was way better than Kate and Randall. It did feel a little bit off character for not so much Kate. I feel like Kate would definitely just dip, but Randall, like Kevin called him out. He's like, "Oh, you're straight up wanting to help everyone in the world, but when it comes to our actual uncle and family, you want to get out of here straight away." And then he apologized for it, like he said something so hurtful. It's like, no, you actually have a point. I love Randall, but he wants to help everyone he can all the time. So for him to not really want to give a shit about Nicky just felt weird. But yeah, I don't know. That was weird. I feel like the writers do that very rarely, but sometimes they just get the characters wrong, at least from what I've seen. Like, I watched how many hours of this show now? I feel like I know these characters fairly well, and I feel like what at least Randall did here, not so much Kate, but Randall was a little bit out of character. Not him going home, I get it, he's got to go back to his life and his life and his wife and his kids and stuff, I get that, but I think it's just the way they were acting around Nicky just felt very... they weren't understanding of the shit that Nicky's been through, and I think they wanted to go into it expecting Nicky to be like open arms and loving them and all this stuff, and it was just like, no, obviously that's not going to happen. So when that didn't happen, they were like, oh, okay, well, I will forget that and then just move on, kind of thing. So that was a little bit off. Going back to the flashback, so I like kind of seeing Jack actually deal with his decision to kind of leave Nicky behind. His whole episode, he was struggling with the decision he'd made, basically. Kind of being off with Randall and Kate, throwing stuff at the wall, shouting at Kate, doing his workout, getting them to order the pizza, just like stuff like that was kind of unlike Jack to do. But I like that we saw that. It wasn't like he got home and he was like dead happy straight away and, yeah, I forgot about Nicky already. It's like, no, it's still his brother and it's probably brought up a lot of memories for him, and he came around towards the end as well. I also like the little thing of Kate kind of remembering that day a bit differently to Randall. She kind of just blacked out the bad stuff, because you typically do as well when it comes to memories like that. You do just black out the bad stuff, and like Randall said, it shows that Jack was a good parent, because in that same day he made a really positive memory for them with the pizza and the sequence fight, so that's all that Kate can remember. It was a little bit weird when they were in the house and they were like, no, Kate, you've got it wrong. Don't you remember? And all this, and then the family is just there like, what are these guys on about? I feel like they just got thrown into flashback mode and forgot that there were other people in the room, but That was a little bit strange. Also, I really liked that Rebecca came to see Nicky like straight away in the episode, and then they had a really good conversation. Well, again, I like that it wasn't just this amazing memory for Nicky. It's like one of the best memories, or one of the memories that he's held onto from his childhood was just seeing Jack build a tree or a fort. That was it. But Rebecca, I think, appreciated that, as she said at the end, with Kevin, and Kevin slipping at the end as well. So we'll see where that leads. But overall, very good episode. I do think, again, that it was a little bit off with Randall, more so than Kate, but even Kate as well. So I feel like even Kate would want to get to know Nicky a little bit more than she did. Like, when she says shit that annoys me, it's like, yeah, typical Kate. Oh yeah, but he's been living like this for years. So? If you had just seen a family member on the verge of suicide, or like having a gun in their hand, considering shooting themselves, and your response is, oh, he's just been like this for years, then you're a terrible person. Oh, Kate annoys me so much sometimes. And I feel like most people agree. Like, there's so much shit that she says that I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, telling Rebecca about Tess. And then telling Randall that he's not actually one of Jack's daughters. I was going to say daughters. One of Jack's actual sons, or children, or whatever she said, like, at the start of the season. It's just like, you odds, what are you on about? She does waffle sometimes, so that annoys me, but God. Rating for the episode, though, I'm going to go an 8.3 out of 10, I think. Kevin, great. Rebecca and Nicky were great. Randall and Kate had a good storyline, but I think their ways with Nicky wasn't that great. And then Jack was really good as well. So, yeah, 8.3 out of 10. But thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of the episode down below in the comments. And I'll see you next time for episode 13. Until then, take care. Peace.